All right, independent work. The last of the three online modes that we're going to be focusing on here. Um, Independent work is the time where our students need to take what they learned in the synchronous and asynchronous models and apply it to demonstrate their understanding on their own. Um, it's also a time where they could just be practicing on some certain skills and procedures that they need to really hammer out and make sure they understand well to be successful moving forward. Maybe it's intervention work where they're missing some skills and you need to create those skills uh, for them and let them work on their own. So I've identified four strategies for independent work in our Canvas that will be effective. The first one is Edulastic, then Math Excel, Cami, and then Quizzes, which is in um, Canvas. And there's also an app called Quizzes, which is also a great way to do independent work um, and test for understanding as well. But I'm talking about the quizzes inside of Canvas here. So, what is Edulastic? Why is it going to be a great tool for us this year? Um, Edulastic is a program where you can create assignments, lots of different question types. You can make your own. There's a ton of assignments already made that you could find and edit. You just type in a standard. They're sorted by standard, by topic, by class. So they're easy to find questions that you're looking for. They're pretty user friendly to make questions. Um, you could have drag and drop, graph, multiple choice, fill in the blank, multiple select, matching, lots of different ways to assess your students on their independent work. And the really nice thing, I couldn't show it here in this video, the one that I made, but I did link a video of a teacher that did have access to it. And I put a link in the notes about uh, a web page showing you what it all does. But if I had an active class, I would have been able to show you that Canvas and Edulastic sync together. They work together. Um, it has the LTI built into Canvas, so the students, the assignment, you created an Edulastic and it automatically populates into Canvas. It shows up in your assignments. The kids have access to it. They click on it, take them to that assignment. It grades it, and when the grades are due, it inputs the grades into Canvas for you. So they work very well together. Um, so that's another feature of why I think Edulastic is going to be a big hit this year. It gives you breakdowns of what they missed, what they did well, so you can figure out the gaps and create interventions based on their needs. It's a great way for assessments too. You can make your test in Edulastic. Um, and assess that way. But this tool is nice. It's going to work great once we get everything running. I think once we get our classes populated in Canvas, doing another training on how to use it will probably set you guys over the edge of like, oh, I like this. And so that's one strategy for independent work. You can make the assignments as small or as large as you want. And it works great with Canvas, like I already mentioned. The second one is Pearson Math Excel. A lot of us are familiar with this. We've had this program now since 2016 with our textbook adoption. And it lines up with our book. So the units, the chapters in the book, you find it in Math Excel, you pick the topic, you pick problems. It is a great way to get kids to do some work on the computer, online. So distance learning is perfect for this. The downfall is there's no integration with Canvas. It does not. So when you do Math Excel, all you're going to do on Canvas is give them the link to Clever. They're going to then have to go through the Clever process of signing into EasyBridge and then into Math Excel, and then they could find the work that you've created in Math Excel for them. They do it there. You don't see it until you go back to Math Excel and look in the gradebook. So you can't, there's no talking. You could ask them to take a picture of their So when they're done with Math Excel, it grades it. So you may want to ask them to take a picture of the grade and then submit the picture. And that way it's easy for you to get the grades into the grade book. But you could also just go into Math Excel and copy down the grades from there and then transfer them into the grade book. So it doesn't work too conveniently with Canvas. I'm thinking about using this as my intervention this year. So when kids are missing skills in a certain topic, like let's say factoring, I could just pick 20 questions on factoring and assign it. And what's great about Math Excel is there's built-in help right there. So in every question, the kid could hit help me, see example, show me video. And so Math Excel will work great as an online intervention tool because it will help walk students right through their problems that they're working on to get caught up in their gaps. Okay, Cami, I just found about this program this summer. What it does is it allows you to take a PDF. So if you have your worksheets in a PDF form, you do not need to worry about changing them into Google form anymore or making them editable and then posting them. Cami does it for you. You just you find the PDF that you want, go into Canvas, create an assignment, go to external tool, select Cami, select the document that you want. It loads it in there, and now the kids automatically within Canvas have annotation rights. They could use the pencil form and write freehand on it. They could create text box and type in responses wherever on the page. It's just going to make working with PDFs a lot easier. So if you have, MRWC, the whole curriculum is PDFs. So that's going to make that class a lot easier on the workload of the teacher on the prepping. So, and it's easy for the kids to work with too. And then it goes right into the grade book. You grade it, but the speed grader there, they hit submit. It stays in Canvas. It's like Google Classroom in a sense that it creates everybody their own copy. So they don't have to download anything. It's just right there. It's going to be a great tool for independent work. So if you have a CUDA worksheet for some extra practice on a certain skill, you just attach that PDF and they could show all their work right there using the pencil tool. So that one gets a big thumbs up from me. The last one that I want to talk about is Canvas quizzes. Canvas quizzes, I know it says quizzes, but you could use it just as classwork, like an exit ticket at the end of the day, just to check, quick formative assessment of what they're doing. It doesn't have to be a quiz per se. It doesn't have to be a test. You can make it that way. You can make them as short or as long as you want. They have different question types too, very much like Edulastic. It was not as user friendly for me. It wasn't translating for me as easily as Edulastic did when I was making questions. Sometimes you could use equation editor, sometimes you couldn't. So I was getting frustrated a little bit, but if you just have if you want a multiple choice, it's great for multiple choice type questions. If you do a free response essay type, then you have to grade it yourself, but if it's multiple choice or fill in the blank, then they can't, Canvas will grade it. So got to just kind of work with that. It does have some new features, but it's going to take some time to get used to that. If you already know how to use Edulastic, or I would learn one or the other and get good at it and then use it. I mean, if you want to keep everything 100% in Canvas, then you're probably going to want to figure out quizzes. But if you don't mind the integration piece between Edulastic and Canvas, you're probably going to want to use Edulastic. It just seems a little bit more user-friendly. So again, with independent work, we want the kids to have an opportunity to practice on their own without the synchronous or asynchronous part, and then be able to still get feedback on it. So that's what I like about these programs, is that they grade them instantly. They give them instant feedback on their work. What I don't like about independent work on distance learning is the fact that with PhotoMath and all these other apps, it's very easy to take a picture and get the right answer without actually doing any work. They just input the answer, and that's what the program is looking for. So showing work, I mean, that's what at Cami, you could have them use the pencil tool and show all their work. But we're not watching them do the work in class, so it's how are they doing the work? It's questionable. I had that big issue in Math Excel over summer. I did 25 factoring questions, and kids were getting done in 8 minutes. There's no way they could factor quadratics with the leading coefficient that quickly. But they were all using photo math and just kind of cheating their way through it. But if you take the time to create your own questions in Edulastic or find ones open-ended questions, that kind of takes that tool out of their hand a little bit and forces them to do the work. All three pieces are important: synchronous, asynchronous, and independent. Just make sure you use our time wisely, figure out which of these strategies are going to work great for us, and we become proficient at them. So thank you for your time, and hopefully you found all these videos helpful.